In today's video I'm going to be creating a tier list about the weapons and shop items in R.E.P.O. Hope you enjoy. I mean, you could have up to 4 large carts. I suppose it's not a terrible idea to have a spare cart in case you break the first one, but but generally speaking, you don't need 2 carts. You don't even need, like 1 cart's more than enough, so it kind of goes into bad. Almost a waste of money, but there's worse items. Now, onto the mini cart. I mean, it's an okay purchase. Like, it's normally costing around 15 grand, and for what it is, it's not that expensive. It's pretty affordable. It's pretty cheap. You can do it, okay? Like you're vibing, okay? You're vibing at 15k, you know? And then we have the upgrades. So the increase to stamina, it's a pretty good purchase for 2-3k. Increase speed. I think this one is slightly better than the increase to stamina. Because I think if you can run away faster, you're kind of better than being able to run away for longer, you know? I just think the extra movement speed helps out more. And then strength, as of current, is a must-have. Because in theory, you don't actually need any weapons or any mines. You don't need any of this fancy stuff down here if you have max strength, and if you have a trank gun, because you can just stun them and then you can just like lift them up and just crash them down, you know? Or you can just lift them up and down and just kill them. Range upgrade, it goes on to the okay category, because like it just increases range. It's not that crazy, because as of currently it doesn't increase your range with the weapons or like the carts and anything, so it's kind of meh. Which is why it goes into the okay. Now, increased health is a must-have, because right now there's only one monster that can one-shot you through anything, and that is the Trudge with his slam ability. And other than that one monster, the max the others can do is 100. So you're kind of chilling otherwise. So like, it's not that deep. Now this here is something that's a must-have for some people. Lord Asa, who will happily leave without everyone because he thinks they're all dead. But for other people like me, who just wait and just pray that the other people are alive, it's kind of a waste. So it entirely depends on you and how you are with it. But like, I'm gonna put it as an okay, because for some people it's a must-have, and for others it's an entire waste of money. And if you're playing solo player, it's a waste, because like, it does nothing. Now this here, that is the jump. I think it increases jumps by 1, which is pretty solid. Let's pull the wiki page up. Here we have increases jump. Increases the amount of jumps mid-air. That actually sounds pretty useful. We're gonna put it in the we're gonna put it above the increased stamina, because jumps don't drain stamina, so they're chilling. And then I think, being able to reach higher up is just goated, which the higher jump allows. And then the tumble launch upgrade increases tumble launch strength, but not damage. Oh, that's fine. In that case, we'll probably go here and put it as below range. Because if it just increases the strength but not the damage, then it's kind of lacking. Crystals, we're going to put them as a good, because you don't need to buy them every round, but you will need to buy them. And crystals can really help, like in one run which I did. If I did not have any crystals, I would have lost. It was kind of cracked. You should see the video. I'm gonna link it in the description. But it was kind of cracked. And then we go into the health packs. I'm not gonna lie. I think these health packs kind of a waste of money. Like, you shouldn't really need health packs, but like, I don't know, let's think the cost per value. So assuming max cost on these, there it's 6,000, and that means to heal 100 health you would need 6 times 4, 24,000 for these. So it's pretty bad value. To heal max here 22k, and to heal max 16k. And this is absolute like max price. Wiki does not show that they increase their cost per rounds. So based on that, we're gonna give this here a good. Gonna put this here an OK above the range increase. I'm gonna put this here an OK above the cards. Because I think they're just slightly more useful. Because in a case where it's like gnomes or something, and you just need a little bit more health, and all your friends are like low or dead or something, yeah, it's also the most affordable one in singles. But I mean, yeah, regardless how many of whatever you buy, the large health pack should almost always be cheaper for the amount of health. So just try to use that instead. Now on to guns and weapons and stuff. So weapons, I think, are really strong. Well, they're mostly really strong. I think I put the gun as a must-have, personally. You could put it in good. It's just the fact that it does 100 damage. It's pretty cost effective, costing a max of 44k and minimum of around 41, so it's medium price range when it comes to the ranged weapons out of the 3 that we have. It packs a punch, can one-shot a decent chunk of the monsters, and max it can 5-shot the trudge, but then again I'd say you're kind of wasting ammo if you're killing the trudge. But it's a good weapon. I would put it as a must-have for me and my personal runs because it's just cool, and also because John Wick told me to have it. So, but yeah, I'll put it in good because I understand that the standard gun is not the. It's not it's not like a rifle. You're not 100% accurate. There's no scope or anything, so you can miss. Shotgun. I think I'm gonna put that into okay. Mainly because I've never really seen it in the shop, and also because it is super expensive. It's like, if you think the gun's expensive with 44k max, this here has 97k max, which I believe makes it the most expensive item in the game, and I don't think it's close. Maybe the big cards. Oh, well, I mean, we're ignoring items that increase in value exponentially. So, yeah. But ignoring cost of things that increase exponentially, aka the items that you need to buy early game, these items are, I wouldn't waste my time with that one. But yeah, this is the most expensive to start off with, and because of that, it goes into okay. Actually, no, it goes bad. It goes into bad tier because it's so expensive. Now, it has a chance to one-shot, but it's got pellets, and like, I don't believe the spread's gonna be that tight, which means you need to be really close. And quite frankly, at that point, I'd probably just accept my fate. Now, the dart, it could go into a must-have or good, probably above the pistol, but we'll put it into a must-have because current meta is strength, and that means that current meta you basically just bring a tranq gun, you stun the monster, and then you throw them into pits in higher levels, and that's kind of easy way to deal with them. And then it's kind of safer than the gun, kind of, because you can just sleep them and then throw them off, which I think is pretty easy. And now we have the grenades. There's a lot of grenades there. I've never seen the duct tape grenade or the human grenade. These are the only 2 grenades that I've never seen. I've seen the duck, yeah. These are the only 2 grenades I haven't seen. I don't know, maybe there's a bug with that one, but I'm not questioning it. But they seem to be on the weaker side when it comes to grenades, especially in comparison to this one here, which is a pretty strong grenade. So the human grenade goes into dog shit. mainly because it has a price varying from 2k to 8k. I think if you're spending 8,000 on this and it only does 100 damage, you're kind of wasting money. Now, the duct tape grenade contrasts to the human grenade as it goes into good, because it can do a 400 damage and it costs anywhere from 2 to 10k. And like that's pretty similar to the human grenade, except it does 4 times the damage, and it's probably not going to be that much more expensive. So yeah. So yeah. And then there's the normal hand grenade, or the normal grenade, which I'm gonna put it here, because if you get shot with a pistol and a grenade, it's dead. And I really like the grenade, and it's helped me out multiple times, and it has been a lifesaver so many times. Now, shock grenade. Shock grenade does 0 damage, but like, hold up, no, shock grenade. Let's put the shock grenade and the stun grenade. Shock grenade, 0 damage causes blasts. Okay, so it just kind of repels enemies, and it also can do physics damage. So because of that, we're going to put it here, because I think cost effectiveness, it's better than the normal grenade, because it keeps the enemies away, and this thing isn't killing them anyway. So at that point, you're only really trying to keep the enemies away from you with this, and you know, this one here can't even do that. So you use this. And then there's the stun grenade, and the stun grenade basically does what the trank dart does, but like you need to be closer, and you need to aim proper. Well, you don't aim, but you just, yeah. And there's also a chance that the monster could attack you while you're activating it, so it's a more risky version of this. But I mean, as far as grenades go and what it does, we put it below the normal grenade. We'll put it below the range, because it's more useful than the stun grenade, but it's not as good as like the normal grenade or the human, what's this called, duct taped grenade, which is kind of ridiculous. Well, it can be. And then there's the landmine. I think the landmine's going to be a pretty easy one, mainly because it's a landmine, or explosive mine as it technically is called, with its capability of doing 200 damage. That's pretty crazy. It goes into good. As a matter of fact, it's kind of a guaranteed 200 damage plus physics, so it's pretty crazy. So we're putting it here, and it's really strong. And then we have this. This thing's killed me so many times by teammates and stuff, so I just find it annoying. But I'll admit it is good, so we're gonna put it there. And reading the wiki, it rams into the enemy. Enemy can very unreliably deal 5 damage. And it also does around 5 damage, but I don't know for how long. Point is I find it annoying, and therefore it goes into the OK to here. And then there's this shockwave mine, which does 0 damage, but it does physics, so it kind of launches the enemies into the air. Then again, I think it's less useful than the shockwave grenade. I think shockwave mine, shock grenade. Mainly because it's a mine, and like just less useful. It's got a range of 30 meters, but like, bro thinks I know what that means. Actually no, we're gonna put it under bad. Doesn't really do anything, just physics launching people up. Now the rubber duck, a weapon that has the potential to be in dog shit and also good at the same time. Well, it has the potential to be a must-have. No, it's just not very reliable. So I suppose we kind of put it in bad, because it can do 25 damage to 250. So like, I don't know, bro. I'm just gonna put it there. I think it's a pretty stable and reliable place to put it. And now we're in the utility items. So the utility items, as oh no, that's not a utility item. This is an other category. We'll put that at the end. We'll deal with that later. Recharge drone. I think that's a must-have, honestly. Like, I think it really helps with everything. It really helps with the. Actually, no, we can put it under great or good. Mainly because it really helps with the recharging of a pistol, which currently only having 6 ammo really allows you to be able to take out more monsters with it without having to run back to the ship. And I find it really useful. It's a great thing overall. And now we are moving on to the indestructible drone, which is this thing here. I think that's a must-have. It's like if you're playing with a group of people, and you know someone's clumsy, you just give them the indestructible drone and you attach it to an item, and then the item's not gonna die, and you're kind of chilling. So I'd say it's a must-have. I mean, like, of course, if you're cracked and you don't need it, actually no. Sorry, where's the money for that one? Sorry, I just changed my mind again. Because I don't think it's really a must-have for anyone. This item here, the indestructible drone, it costs a lot, 23 to 30k. Pretty expensive as far as drones go. It's the most expensive one, in theory, I think. Yeah, most expensive one. However, it's worth it. It is definitely a drone worth getting. The rolling drone, I'm gonna put that in dog shit, bro. No one should be getting the rolling drone. Like, it's just annoying, personally. And like, I don't believe that this thing is genuinely gonna be useful. I don't believe it, bro. Like, no chance. Feather drone. Makes the player slightly jump higher and fall slower. Makes items and stunned monsters very light. We'll put that in the bad category, below the dark, because it's less useful. But it goes into the bad category nevertheless, because it's just not cracked. I don't see any use for it personally. And then there's the zero gravity drone. Dog shit, bro. Honestly, like, most of the effects that, like, zero gravity or something, like, I don't know about that one, bro. It just seems unreliable and dodgy at best, at worst even. And now we're going on to the melee weapons, starting off with the baseball bat. Does physics damage? Well, physics damage helps it. And because of that, I think we're gonna put it in the okay category above this thing here. Like, I wouldn't take it over one of these weapons or anything up here, but like, it's better than everything below it. Well, except this thing, but this thing's only in the bad category because it's so expensive. So this here goes in okay. Oh, and it's also got only 3 shots or so it's not very usable. But yeah, this here goes in up high because it's just goated. Frying pan. Frying pan kind of goes around like here because it doesn't do much damage. It does 15 damage per hit, and there's no real chance of physics damage either. And it can knock down small enemies, but like, I don't think that's really like a requirement. So if it's only knocking down the small enemies, then it kind of does nothing to the big ones, like Bowtie, Bowtie and R.E.P.O. That's gonna tear through you, bro, with this. Now the sledgehammer. Sledgehammer does 150 damage. I've said it before. I'll probably say it again. It is the most reliable, good melee weapon there is. We'll put it here. I'd say it's the second best thing to a gun, or third best thing to a trank gun. Trank gun, and then sledgehammer. It's like, if you're going with any melee weapon, use the sledgehammer. 150 damage is crazy, bro. It's crazy. And then the sword, it does 50 damage, so it does a lot less damage than the sledgehammer, but it also is like half the price. And I think it goes like here. Like, if no sledgehammer, Like, this is kind of an order of things that you should probably prioritize, you know. Current patch. Not in the beta, just as of right now. Inflatable hammer. Where do I put this thing? Waste of money? Because it's got a it's got a 5% chance to do 250 damage. Otherwise it does 3 damage. And it costs 9 to 18k, and I just don't think it's worth it, you know. Like, I think as far as value goes, I'm pretty sure it's like valueless. So like, it kind of deserves its place of waste of money. And now we have the three final items of a valuable detector, extraction detector, and the zero gravity orb. This will be ranked last. And the energy crystal should have been in this category, but like, it's just too good, you know. It's too good, bro. Like, if you just buy them early on, they're cheaper that way, and they're also really good, allowing you to recharge all your weapons later. So cracked. Variable detector points you towards the nearest unknown variable. But I don't know, man. I think if you've got a spare inventory slot, or like you've got a bunch of mates and like you're trying to find it, I reckon it's solid. Like, I probably would put it above the frying pan. But like, I think that's fair rating for it, because it's not the best item. But then again, considering it just finds you valuables that you didn't know exist, and it costs 15 to 18k, it's pretty cheap. It's an item slot, which then again could be better spent. However, I think it's pretty chill. And then there's the extraction detector, which I think's a waste of money. Like, not as much as these two items. Now we'll put it in dog shit, bro. Like, it's a waste of money. Could argue to be in waste of money. But I think I'm gonna put it at the very bottom of dog shit, for the sole reason of, you don't need to know where an extraction point is. You just walk around the map and you'll naturally find it. Like, you don't need a tracker for it. You don't need a detector. You just walk around and you'll find it naturally. Like, you'll just be chill about it and you'll find it. And then there's the zero gravity orb, which costs 42 to 43k, which is pretty expensive, almost as expensive as the gun. And I'm not gonna lie, I do not see its value. I don't see any value for it. I literally personally, I can't find any value for this zero gravity orb. Like, I just think it's a massive waste of 42k. If anyone does use it, I'd actually be interested. Anyway, guys, after that one, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, and please join the Discord server. And peace.